Okay. So good evening, everyone. I mean, whoever is in the call right now. I'm glad to have the two of you here today. And we're just here to discuss the different strategies that entrepreneurs can put in place to be able to increase their income or rather accelerate their income. And I believe most of you have been in the entrepreneurial sector for quite some time now, unlike me, who's pretending or rather trying to get there. So I believe I can be able to learn from you, from your experiences, what you've had, the struggles you've gone through, and how you've been able to overcome those challenges. So I just have questions that we can start our discussion from. And the first question, and everyone is welcome to give their insights, is that according to you guys, how can you just define income acceleration if someone was to ask you that question? We can start with Harun, then move on to Esther.
Okay.
Okay, maybe do you mind to pass it over to Esther because I'm planning to share very detailed info. Esther, you can start and then I will organize.
I know Harun has a whole book there.
From mind, freestyle.
So I think it's important to accelerate your income. There's a wise words that someone said, instead of like lowering your expenditure, which is usually heartbreaking, and you need certain things, why don't you increase your income so that it's able to meet all the needs that you have and still you're able to reserve some. So accelerating your impact is the ability, your finances and your income is being able to afford the lifestyle that you want to live, to be able to sustainably live the life that you want to live comfortably without feeling like you have to deny yourself something to survive. And so I know a lot of times you are always told, live within your means. I think if you increase your means, you can live within so many means. So I am team, go ahead, look for wealth as much as possible. So I really believe in multiple sources of income. In case one income stream is not working, look for many options. It's typically the Nairobi style, whereby you really do a lot. Either that, or you grow yourself professionally, whereby you are paid commensurate so much because you're such an expert at what you do. So you do not need to over hustle. But I think in the early stage, you really need to put your hands in almost everything, because a human being has apparently more than 500 skills that you do not know, or you are able to learn as much skills. And so limiting yourself to just one, which is you, then it becomes you're limiting your potential. Yeah.
Great insights over there. So now let's move to Harun, who said he has very intensive information to share with us, and we can't wait to hear what you have to say.
Yeah.
The floor is yours.
Thank you so much. Can you hear me, guys?
Yeah, I can hear you clearly on my side.
Awesome. So first thing first, allow me to introduce myself. Call me Harun Madena Miesi. I'm from Kilifi County of Kenya, a county known as one of the most marginalized within not only the region, but across Kenya. And I'm happy joining this conversation to share my expertise, experience with each one of you. So just to move direct to this topic, income acceleration for the entrepreneurs, I just want to share something known as relationship-based fundraising. And for this, I'll be brief because I'm trying to be more authentic, and I'm just trying to share my own experience of how we can do this. So yeah. So how can we promote relationship-based fundraising as entrepreneurs or as social entrepreneurs as an aim of increasing your income. First thing first, we need to understand one thing. When it comes to entrepreneurship sector or the social entrepreneurship sector, it's more of what value are you creating from your work? It will start by creating that value. And once you create that value, it will be so easy to exchange your value for money. These majorly work perfectly when dealing with kind of a very diverse donors or clients, or maybe dealing with some corporates. They don't approach you as an individual, but they kind of look for that value you will bring on board. That's why we're being told to come up with some business plan, with some proposal, so crucial. So the key insight I'm trying to share with you guys is that most of the time we do mistakes approaching people and asking for money. Once you ask for money, that's where you will cut off yourself from this engagement so quickly, and you need to be smart to create this conversation. That means, or just to give example, if you've been observing in most of the jobs adverts, they usually ask for 5 years experience, 10 years experience. Why do they ask for this kind of questions? It's because they're looking for value. Most of the clients, they believe that if you have a 2 years, a 5 years, a 10 experience, you're bringing the value on board, which will help them to kind of meet their objective, their goal, their mission. And because of that, it will be so easy for them to fund you so quickly or to give you that support. I can give example. While I was in Cliff County, I found my company known as iFunda Investment Limited. And at this company, what we were doing, we were more of training women and young people how to produce liquid soap, and then work with these schools, supply these products. So by doing so, we approached one of the learning institution within our own community, and they were also finding ways on how they can give back to the community. Though they didn't have the budget, they were planning to using the existing system. So we pitched to them that what we are doing as a company and through our CBOs that we are training these women how to produce liquid soap and, let me say, detergent and disinfectants. And after training them, what we are intending to do is to show them practically how they can supply these products to your school. So the principal was so impressed because she saw the value that if I give support to these guys, I'm not only create impact, but also they're bringing value to this institution. And because of that, we were given tender. As simple as that. You see, so the long term is that they saw that these guys, they know what they wanted, and they are so aligned with our goals, purpose of giving back to the community, and it was so easy for us to be given this tender. So it's all about your skills in terms of knowledge, your time, and plusing these two things, you'll automatically get money. So to summarize, I'm trying to say, don't chase money. Don't chase money. Create value. Once you create value, now it will be so easy for you to trap these opportunities. Remember, you are attracting opportunity, you are not chasing after them. And once you attract these opportunity, it won't be easy for you to give up. Example, I'm operating now, I think it's my 6th, 7th month with no kind of income, but it's rare for me to give up because I know what value I have and I know what's my purpose. See, so having all these things factored, it's so easy and you really attract opportunity. And lastly, don't overvalue yourself. Know your value, trade with this value, and you'll be surprised. Back to you, the moderator.
Wow, that was really insightful. And I hope we've learned a thing or two, especially personally for someone who is trying to venture into the entrepreneurship world and try to find ways of surviving this Kenya at the moment. Those are some of the valuable lessons that I literally need to put while I try to build myself. And we have Peter on board. Welcome so much. So we're just trying to talk about the different strategies that entrepreneurs can be able to put in place to be able to accelerate their income. I don't know if you have any inputs regarding that, and feel free to unmute and just give a few insights on the same. If you cannot unmute, you can also let us know in the comment section about your thoughts.
Hi, my name is Peter. I want to appreciate you guys for a very insightful moment. My place do not have good network, but I hope you can hear me.
Yes, we can.
Yes, I can hear you.
Yes, my question is can I ask a question?
Yeah, sure.
How do you, in the theater film sector, and one of the challenges that we have is just getting people on board to be able to support theater and film. And I like what you said about creating value. And to be honest, we'll be able to do that. With all humility, we've been given, we've been able to win the best theater company. So the biggest challenge is just to get either government or organizations to plug in, because doing a production is quite expensive. But yeah, it's something that we've been trying to knock on doors and try to reach out to people. I don't know if I would appreciate if there's any wisdom on how I can be able to navigate through this and elevate financial capability to creatives and also to myself and to the company, because the group is doing well, company per se, and the industry acknowledges what we do and they appreciate. But now we want to elevate our finances. Yeah.
And I know, can I answer that? I know Haron is really smiling and he probably has a lot of words of wisdom on the same. I'd like to share, especially because of the background that I have, and just to applaud you, Peter, for the amazing work that you're doing and the awards you're receiving, especially in a time whereby there's been a lot of transition in the theater scene. Like we even saw the closure of Phoenix Players, which was one of the biggest theater stages. And the fact that you're still there and still keeping theater alive, which is a must, that we need theater to stay alive through and through. I think you're doing an amazing job already. I know there's such a great challenge, me speaking as a creative, in terms of selling our art, because it's a work that we do out of passion and we would even almost do it for free. But I think just learning how to sell and package in a way that we draw in more people. So I keep listening to the book on the psychology of marketing, of selling, and the psychology of markets. Like, what are the key reasons why people buy a product? Why would they come to Haron to take him as a consultant and not the other person? So looking at the psychological part of it, and I think sometimes you just need to look like what motivates people. So sometimes people will take this because it's a basic need. It's something that they really, really need. And when you really look at it, that's not the reason why someone will come to theater. They will come if they feel like attending this, there'll be a sense of prestige. And so even looking for influencers or looking for key people who are, well known, attending maybe the show, could be a good approach to having more people come on board, because there's a time people wouldn't go to watch Gor Mahia playing football. But when the former Prime Minister Raila Odinga started attending the matches, we saw Kenyans rallying each other to actually go and watch football. When you look at rugby sevens, for example, you see many Kenyans, even people who do not watch rugby or even understand the game, they'll go for the sevens game because it's cool to be going to the sevens game. So sometimes I know, because I've seen and I've been part of your plays, I know the plays are extremely amazing and they're extraordinary, but sometimes it's just going the extra mile in terms of looking at what attracts people, who are the people who, if they attended, because like for me, I know even in Dream Tribe, I know if Harun attends an event, we'll have 5 other people showing up to the same event. So strategically giving free tickets to the person who, if they come, everybody is going to come. Using influencers, just those approaches where literally you're playing with you're using psychology of the things that draw people naturally, that when they're associated with this brand, it makes them look good. So getting away from the art, because the art is already really good, and getting into the space whereby you are literally looking at the psychology of selling and why people buy a product. So, and I think I'm not an expert at the whole teaching marketing, but I've been reading, because I also have gone through that journey of whereby I have amazing offers, but I don't know what to sell. Or like what Harun was talking about, I want to sell, but I've not given the product, like what is the product that I'm selling? And so for you, Peter, maybe the product is the art and that people love to watch plays, but also the product could also be luxury. So if you package it as a luxury product, like when you go to Braeside, people are willing to pay for the same price, a lot more money for the same. So could it be that there's a clientele? Do you need to shift your clients from ordinary paying little to higher paying clientele, you know? So sometimes you may think that your offer is not good, but it's because maybe maybe you're targeting really young people who cannot even afford to pay. But if you go to the high-end market, they're willing to pay triple what these other people could not pay. So there's just a lot of things. And I think sometimes it's easy to just go back to the drawing board, and I'm willing to if you open up, I'm willing to do design thinking to explore the various ways. And I'm seeing a lot of Yali alumni where we've done design thinking to explore a lot of ways in which you can bring revenue to the same space and to explore the other possibilities, because I think theater must live for sure. All right. Harun, now you can go ahead.
Okay, thank you so much. I can see Lavender. Welcome, Lavender.
Welcome.
So maybe I will just I will focus concerning the issue of relationship-based fundraising for the filmmaking, though I don't have any experience within the filmmaking sector, but I'm sharing with this, then you see how you can resonate back again. So just to repeat again, and I will emphasize this, don't undervalue yourself. Don't charge for cost. Charge for value you create. So I will pose this question to you, Peter. Which value do you create within the filming sector or the creative art sector? You need to sit back and ask yourself this hard question. Why are you doing all that acting? And what value do you create? I will emphasize on that. Once you understand that, everything will flow. Another thing you need to realize, these are some of the tips and tricks when you're building the relationship-based fundraising. One, you need to understand that sometimes fundraising takes time because it's about trust. You show me the value you want to create, now I should trust you. You see, After building the value, the next step is trust. You need to build trust. Why should I trust your brand, not Nema's brand or not Lavender brand? You see, what's that unique proposition do you present to the clients whom will be feel like, by the way, this guy is doing amazing work. You see? Next thing, it's about focusing on relationship management. That's where now social media comes on board. How active are you? How visible are you? How authentic are you in social media? Because we have this thing where we believe that if you don't exist online, then your business doesn't exist anywhere. You see? First thing, when I see the name Peter Tosh or your company, I will quickly go to Google. Nowadays, we don't use Google, we use LinkedIn to see, is this person exist? If he or she is existing, what is this person doing? I'm sharing these tips because I was privileged enough to be part of some previous screening engagement, and the screening process, we usually do a due diligence process. Before we even trust you giving you money, or before we even initiate that conversation, we usually do a due diligence process, you see? So now that's where now I will be looking at your public profile. If you're not existing online, which it's okay, maybe it's due to privacy issues, cultural issues, it's okay. Now I will be expecting you to share with me enough information which will help me to make a data-driven decision. You see? Next thing I will recommend to you is about leveraging pro bono engagement. How do you leverage the pro bono engagement? Leveraging the pro bono engagement now comes with trust issues. Remember, we start with creating value. Tukazungumza issue ya trust-based engagement, now pro bono. Let me tell you a fact. Someone like me to come to your session free of charge, I should kind of trust you. And it should be a two-way thing, give and take. That means you need to create a kind of a win-to-win engagement. You are inviting me, or you want me to market for your engagement. For me, I can do it free of charge, but for the people whom I've been engaging for a while, they might not ask you this question, but they will ask you indirect, like, what are you, like, what is it for me? If the government official asking this, you'll say it's a kickback. But think it from the positive angle. Okay, I'm giving you my space to do marketing. What is it for me? You see? So you need to bring that win-to-win conversation part of it for you, for your event to be marketed more. Next thing, it's about confidence. You need to be confident enough of whatever you are doing, no matter what. Don't be afraid about failure. By the way, one of the problem I've been observing about young people, and I'm sorry to bring the Gen Z on it, but let me just be straightforward. Something I have realized about the Gen Z previously is that most of the time you're not confident enough with your idea, knowledge, or value. That's why majority end up undervalue themselves, hence create a loophole for being misused. Bro, sis, let me say the fact is that the generation which missed us is the generation which are looking for the loopholes to misuse us. So you need to be smart enough to be confident enough, even if you're doing the wrong thing. Be confident. Some of us, we can just observe, but this person is doing amazing work, but he or she's not doing on the right way. We will approach and finding a way to help you. Don't fail to learn. Always learn from those mistakes you are doing. Another thing is about being selective. Peter, let me tell you facts. Because you have won all these awards and you're finding a way to monetizing your experience, your skills. Let me tell you facts. You will attract both positive and negative energy. You need to have wisdom enough to choose what works for you and what works not working for you. Example, I don't know if I can share my screen. Oh, I can share. Let me share with you something quickly. Can you see my screen? Can you guys see my screen?
Yes, I can see your
Yes,
screen.
yes.
Now, let me give you a very practical example. Now, this one is one of my reports for 2023 assignments, which I did. These guys, someone from the Energynet approached me via LinkedIn, and the person was looking for an influencer to support them in marketing Africa Energy Forum. But at that time, my focus was more concerning youth engagement, nothing else. That was my niche, which I was so focusing on. After a very intensive engagement with them, we were like, what's about creating something about young people? Because young people love to engage themselves in something which is relevant to them. And that's where we were like, because it's an energy thing, why not bring the Youth Energy Summit? And that's where the Youth Energy Summit idea was created virtually. So what I brought on board, it's value. These guys were like, oh, bro, you have amazing idea. You're so innovative. You see? And because I brought that value, I built trust with them. You see? After the conversation, they gave me a challenge. Haron, our main goal is to mobilize 1,000 young people to attend for this summit. Are you able to do this? See? So they were trying to challenge me and see if I can do this work. So they told me to share a strategy of how I can make this work done. So I told them simply, you want 1,000 young people to attend, then this is how we will do it. We will build a system of influencers and a system of kind of student leaders. I told them, I have my kind of a social capital and I will leverage it. One, I will make sure I mobilize 5 student leaders from the top university within Kenya and 5 influencers from Twitter, Facebook, and LinkedIn will be 10. And my challenge is to make sure each of these guys at least bring 5, around 20 participants. That's already 2,000. So they're like, bro, that looks so simple. I'm like, don't worry about it. I got you. So because of that, to cut the long story short, from my network, we brought around 1,500 registered for this event. And we had a turn up of 400 young people who attend the summit in person. And because of this, the summit organizer like, bro, you know what, sir, we just want to make a special award. We want you to meet with Kenyan president during the launch of Youth Energy Summit, which was at KICC. I think Sarah can remember well, I didn't attend the official launch. And I know this thing, it's recorded, but let me share it. The fact is that the reason why I didn't want to attend in person is because one, I was supposed to brief speech and also to meet with the president and take a photo. Now, because I'm a youth activist and human rights defender, I had to kind of protect my presence and finding ways of how I can do my engagement independently. Because attending that event means I will have taken a picture with the president. And it means that I will have either posted it or they will have either posted it. Now, think about what's happening at this moment. Yesterday and today with that photo. Think about the Kenya culture part of it, the psychology part of it. You see, so that's why I'm trying to say be selective and learn to say no in anything which you feel that might damage your reputation. Sometimes we just think of accepting opportunity and we don't think about the future part of it. Remember, you have a brand to protect. So that's what I would like to share. And the last thing is about know when to exit. This is one thing I learned some few months ago after 10 years of youth activism. Sometimes I'll just observe that I don't have enough grants and I already signed contract. I'm like, now how should I exit? Learn when to exit and learn how to budget with whatever little you have. Thank you so much, and back to you, Sarah. I think I have answered all questions for Peter.
Thank you so much for that. I hope, Peter, all the questions that you had have been have been answered clearly. We welcome the other new members who have joined us. Sadly, this session was supposed to be 30 minutes maximum. So for the next, I'll just say for the next 10 minutes, I just have a last question to ask as we round off. So we know
Sarah,
that,
I think I was thinking if you want to still go on, you guys can go on. It's okay. That work for you?
I don't know about Harun.
All right.
I'm purely flexible, don't worry.
He's flexible, yeah.
Okay. Okay, so the next question that I wanted us to give our insights on is basically on the fact that we know that most entrepreneurs right now are trying to utilize the emerging technologies, including LinkedIn, Instagram, and all that. So my question will be then, how can the emerging technologies such as AI be leveraged to accelerate business growth for all entrepreneurs or even the young entrepreneurs that are trying to establish a presence in the already competitive markets? And anyone is free to give their insights. Yes, anyone can go ahead. It's not restricted to one person.
All right. Oh, Harun, you ready? Okay, go ahead.
Okay. So, how best can you leverage technology? As I said, I repeat again so that you guys, you can get this concept to more deeper value to trust. But now, how can you build trust with strangers and turn those strangers into kind of a potential clients? The best way you can do this, first thing first, you need to position yourself well in social medias, and you need to choose the social media which favors your engagement. And you need to understand that each social media have its own algorithm, and you need to be smart enough to kind of trigger this algorithm to make sure it favors you. You cannot tell me that you are in X, formerly Twitter, and you are busy tweeting about football, and you want to get clients for your creative art sector. Yo, come on. You cannot tell me you are within the activism sector or the human rights sector, and you are busy following the fashion things. Yo, come on. Each algorithm is divided into specific category. If you have been observing, the more you follow about sports, you'll get everything, you'll get different kind of posts about sports. If you're more about politics, you'll get different posts about politics. If it's about entrepreneurship, you'll get a lot of content about entrepreneurship. That's how algorithms works. You see? So next thing you need to understand that how Facebook account works and how Facebook page work, it's so different. How Twitter operates and how LinkedIn operates, it's so different. The same thing to Instagram. If you've been observing me, I'm not active in Instagram. And if you've been observing, even though I'm posting consistently across the platform, what I'm posting in LinkedIn is a little bit different with what I'm posting in Facebook. Why? Because LinkedIn, Kiasi, it have this kind of a high level opinion leaders who can resonate and think so quickly without even kind of abusing you or using those kind of sensitive words. But Facebook, it's so different. It's kind of there's a lot of people with some, sorry to say, with some primitive minds, and they're so quickly, they can judge you quick without even trying to understand what you're trying to share. You see, the same thing also I've been observing, it's in Twitter, that's X platform. So to cut the long story short, you need to have your brand. You see, what brand are you trying to sell it to us? It can start with your own personal brand as Peter Tosh, as Sarah Samuel, or as Alex Kagwanja. Sorry if I pronounce your names wrong. Or you can build brand with your organization. You need to know one thing. Systems attract money, you see? But in this system, there's some human beings behind it. How can you get their emotions, trade with those emotions, and do business with them? Now, that's where it brings something else, emotional marketing. You can research more about it. So these are some of the tips, practical tips I wanted to share with you guys. But let me hand it over to Nema, maybe she can share more.
Thank you so much, Harun. Yeah, I think you're such a pro with the whole emotional marketing. Yeah, but and it's in line with what I was just saying, psychology. What is the psychology? Like, how do you draw people in, make them feel something, you know? And I think you also mentioned earlier about what value do you bring to the table. And I think maybe to just think that you make people happy, promising them laughter and joy, so people are always like striving to attend some of the things. But how can we use technology? So the person who is not using technology right now is extremely disadvantaged, whereby you will probably be writing a 30-page report on your own. Another person is typing to ChatGPT, write me a proposal, and this is the title, and they've had it summarized, and they'll go and rework it in their own way, and they'll do the same proposal. You probably will do it in 3 days, they will do it in 1 day. So if you're a business person, the person using technology is way faster, is way efficient, and is doing it 10x, you know? The person who is using social media is reaching markets beyond our relatives and our friends, whereby in the past you have to convince your relatives and friends. And you know, I mean, everyone who's been in business knows how hard it is to convince your family and friends. In fact, you will close shop if those are the targets. And so going into using technology opens you up to as many opportunities, and it opens you up to the entire world. I can affirm that I started Dream Tribe, and majority of it is through Facebook. And for some reason that grew into whatever it is, and even won me awards even before I could get a physical office. And so and I remember someone asking me, your vision is so grand, it's so big, but will you have the resources to do this? Are you able to harness the technology to be able to start something? So, and just in line with what Harun was saying, building yourself as a brand and as a total expert in this industry, that when people think your field, they think you know? Like, for example, I even crowned myself an entrepreneur queen. Not that I'm even super successful in business, but it's because I wanted to be known for entrepreneurship. It became something that I was interested, that I can become an authority in that space. So the conversations that I was having, even on the online platform, have empowered me to brand myself, whereby beyond my family and friends, my schoolmates, my colleagues, there are people outside my circle who are able to know. So I think technology cannot be ignored, and there's no way technology can replace your greatest creativity. But it refreshes your mind and it empowers you to do things faster. For example, right now, the finance bill is going on. Many of us are super ignorant about what is in the document. Do you know if you type onto ChatGPT right now, summarize for me the finance bill, all the pointers of the finance bill are gonna come to you. If you upload a report right now on ChatGPT and say, summarize the key points of all this, all the points are gonna come to you. Think about that than reading like a 50-page document and coming up with ideas out of that. So I think the more that AI is present with us, we need to familiarize with us. Like even, for example, the question of how can I reach new markets? What is the best way I could reach new markets? Right now, if you type on ChatGPT, all the summaries of the new ideas that you could possibly do and incorporate into your business come on board. So I feel the entrepreneur right now who figures use of tech is the one who survives. And we saw that through COVID. The people that closed shops are the ones who had not become in tune with technology. And so there was no other way other than physically being present at their businesses. And so right now, I think tech is super important, one for the access of markets and also for just being very efficient. And, yeah. All right. That's it.
Maybe just to add something quickly from what just Nema shared, and I'm just adding things to Peter Tosh, who is within the creative industry. I think you mentioned the filming part of it. There's one important thing of taking advantage of the emerging trends, emerging conversation, and what's going on. Examples, as we are talking currently in Kenya, the debate is so high concerning the finance bill. Because you are in the filming sector, now this is the perfect time to get free marketing. How do you get free marketing? Simple. Come up with something. Just choose a specific item from the finance bill and come up with a very quick skit or just a song or a video and shoot it, then share it out. Then using the hashtag finance bill, it's very easy for you to get people to watch your video, and it's very easy to attract potential clients, partners to join on board. Remember, it's not about chasing money. It's first building a client base or a funny base. And the only way to build the client or the funny base is by taking advantage of the emerging trends. You see, this is one of the perfect moments, by the way, for the Gen Z to shine. As we are talking, even tomorrow, I'm going to the streets of Nairobi, because what I'm doing, I'm a youth activist and a human rights defender. So now this is my moment to show my activism, to show that I also care for the human rights, you see? And I'm going to the streets showing that, you know what, I don't care what's the main purpose you guys came for this demonstration, but for me, it's about me, my future kids, wife, blah, 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 you see? So I'm trying to personalize it and make it like my personal thing, but in the real sense, I'm just attending like a normal person. Yesterday, I was in that event and no one invited me. I just saw it in Twitter and I was like, let me go there. You see, I observe everything, I develop articles, and now I'm pushing this article via my social media handles. Why am I doing this? I'm showing my partner that, you know what, this is what's happening in Kenya, and I'm doing this because of A, B, C, D. And that's how I'm building a strong relationship with my clients. And also maybe someone thought like a Harun might not be doing A, B, C, D, but now they're so surprised. This guy is so vocal. It's so outgoing guy. Hey, we need him to do A, B, C, D. I'm also creating value. You see? So taking advantage of what's going on, it's a very critical thing, but also you need to be smart. And because of this, I need to add the final thing. Don't be everywhere. Know your niche and focus within the specific area. One problem about young people, like I've been observing, we are everywhere. You are doing gender equality. You are saying no poverty. You are about affordable housing. You are doing climate justice issue. You are in the peace building sector. Come on. Something I would like to share is that you need to identify your niche and focus within that specific thing. Example, for me, my focus is purely about peace and security and issues concerning human rights. That's SDG 16. And another goal is, for me, it's about partnership for the goal, period. You will see me on something else which intersects with my main focus. And the only sector which intersects with my focus is gender equality, because when we talk about peace and security, democracy, we are talking about how we can bring more women on board. That means gender equality can play a critical role for me. You can see me issues of the climate change issue, because I'm looking at the impact of climate change to the democratic sector or to the peace building sector. You see, so if you want to do extra things, ensure it kind of intersect with the main purpose, with your main goal. You see, so having that focus area, it's very critical, and don't exceed more than 3. Having 3 things within your sector area with the main goal, it will be so easy for people to identify you with a specific thing. You need to be like, when I mentioned the word Sarah, someone need to know, oh, Sarah, the one who is doing A, B, C, D. I get the point. When you mention the word Peter, someone should recognize you with something. Oh, Peter, the guy who is doing A, B, C, D. Oh, Alex, I know Alex is doing this, and this. You see, you should be known for something. And once you're being known for something, it's very easy to build a relationship. It's very easy to build trust. And with all these things, you will be attracting people. You want to be chasing them. As I'm winding this up, as we are talking at this moment, I don't chase opportunity against. They chase me. They attract me because they're like, there's this guy in Kenya is doing amazing thing. If you approach him, he will help you out with ABCD. You see? Perfect point. Always under promise, but over deliver. By over delivering, that's when you are building your reputation more strong, and people will refer more clients to you. Currently, I'm doing more of referrals. People just refer me, hey, Aaron, can you do this thing for this person? Or can you do ABCD? They know that I will deliver, but I don't pick anything. I'm so selective as long as it's work within my focus area. Thank you, and back to you, Sarah.
Let me add, as maybe Sarah gets her situation right. I know she wants us to wind up because of time, or also her gadget. But I really like what Harun is saying. Like, your visibility, your presence, how are you showing up? What's your brand? How do you identify with? And someone said, like, every day in Africa, the gazelle has to run faster than the fastest lion, or it's gonna be eaten. Or the lion has to run faster than the fastest gazelle, or it's gonna sleep hungry. And so no matter what you're doing every day in Africa, you must be running. And I think all of us have reasons why we need to get up, and like, we need to get up early, we need to stay up late. There's a reason that's causing you to keep doing that craft, because there's the reason behind that. And I think when you always remember your why are you doing this, then it ups you, and you ask yourself, have I turned every stone that I could possibly turn to sell? And I think many of us, and I know, and I'm speaking this from experience as a person who has closed shop before. I've closed before, I've turned every turn, but then now that I know better, I can do better. What I can say from observing other people and what they've done is, every day these people wake up, they are always selling. Like, I remember when we were in radio, we were told something like, you're thinking that no one is watching, but the world is watching, because now you are a brand. Like, for you, Peter, everyone knows you. Like, because of the work that you do, people recognize you as you. So you do not even have the moment to fall off your character because they know you as a brand. For you, Harun, people know you as a leader. So you don't have the moment to fall off and start acting like you're not a leader. Like there are people who are watching you all the time. You are a brand. So no matter where you are, because you've put yourself out there in the public space, every day you are selling. So what are you selling? Like your status, your Facebook, your Twitter, your LinkedIn, like you're communicating. People are always watching and they want to see you consistent. So what are you selling? And I like what Harun said. The reason he shows up every day and he's posting on LinkedIn is because the partners are watching. And even me, like people think like I'm always like just wanting to post all over the place because I want to take pictures of myself and share. It's very strategic. Like I'm positioning myself to that I'm doing this because where I can't speak, you're creating your portfolio. People are going to come and watch and they'll know what you're all about where you can't speak for yourself. So I like that. I really like that of personal branding, and it's just the first step. And then literally gaining partnership, like gaining partners. I also picked something from what Harun said about getting people, representations of people, and if they sell for you, you get more audience from your already existing people. So getting salespeople that allow you, like representatives in every university, and you get more numbers from that space. So there's just a lot of ways in which you can get the money. Someone said, you just need to know who has my money and how can I get it? And you start communicating to those people. If the person does not have money, why? Why are you passing between their interview? They won't pay even for it. Yeah. So sometimes it's who are the audiences, who are the people, where can I get it? And then the greatest thing is there's a lot of people who want to exchange money for the value that you give them, and sometimes they don't know about you. So I think it's to just ask the question of, have I turned every stone that I could possibly turn for me to say, okay, you know what, this industry is not working, this is not working. But nothing doesn't work. Everything works is as long as you turn every stone. So back to you, Sarah. I hope you're back.
Maybe she's having some technical issues. You can proceed.
I think she does. So I think, do we close? Because she had said we can wind up. Thank you, Peter. I'm seeing you're saying you're learning a lot, wise words. This is amazing. I think such sessions are good to just exchange our learnings, to learn from each other. Alex, do you have something you might want to say, to add? I saw you had actually echoed Harun's word earlier on, so feel free to just unmute even as we wind up. Okay, Harun, you have parting shot.
Oh, actually, I have realized I've already shared some parting shots. But one of my parting shots to share with you guys is that I repeat this again, is that sometimes fundraising, not sometimes, this is best from my experience of 10 years of youth activism. Fundraising takes time, and getting that dollar or Kenya shillings really takes time. You need to be so patient enough. Sometimes you can survive for more than 6 months with nothing, but you should not give up on that. You need to really show that consistency. You need to really move. You need to attend events. Guys, you cannot escape this. You need to attend events. You need to network. You need to build the client base. You need to build your own systems. If you don't have Godfather should come from you. You need to create your own system which will support you back. You need to build trust. Avoid shortcuts, guys. That's one thing I will humble share with you. Avoid shortcuts. Always, when invited, create value, because it's through that value people will kind of recommend you, will refer you, will link you to opportunities. So it's kind of a long term. Just think like dating. Just think like there's that lady you want to date her, or think that guy you fall in love with him. It's a process before you start dating with this guy or lady. You see, so it's the same thing when it comes to marketing. If you need to have a long-term client, not those just kind of transactional client, long-term, you need to think that way. So thank you so much, guys, and have a nice night as you prepare for the demonstration tomorrow. Back to you.
Thank you so much. Best wishes to you guys. All right. Thank you so much. I see Sarah is there. So Sarah, back to you as we wind.
Yeah. Just want to say thank you for each and every person who created time to join us today. It was a very insightful session. I hope that each and every person was able to pick up one or two lessons from the discussion. And thank you so much, Harun, for creating time for this session, because I know it was kind of like last minute, but you still found time to be able to come and join us today and share some of your valuable insights. We appreciate each and every person, and I look forward to having another insightful session. So thank you so much, and have a lovely night as you continue to fight for the Kenya. Yeah, for me, tear gas, so you won't see me anytime soon, but all the best to each and everyone. We're going out there tomorrow. Have a lovely
Thank you
night,
so
everyone.
much. Thank you. Lovely evening.
Same to you. Let me prepare myself for the tear gas. I should utilize it well. Okay, guys, allow me to leave because I'm supposed to
Okay.
prepare.
I'm ending for all.
Okay, sure.